Welcome to Intersection Magazine podcast. My guest today is Elias Hezron. I met Elias at DevFest Uganda. This was quite a large event attended by over 300 young people in Uganda. It was held at Motive in Bugolobi if you live in Kampala. And quite a lot of information was shared during that event. And I also found out that he's quite a prominent voice in the development space and Web3 space and blockchain space. And so I wanted to talk to him about some of what he's doing so that those of you that are in the space that need a bit of more information of how to advance your careers and what to do and all those kinds of things can learn a little bit more about the space and about him himself. And of course, also for those of you that might be interested in investing in some of his projects that he's working on, this is your opportunity. So thank you very much. Okay, Elias, thank you for agreeing to be part of this podcast. I was going through your LinkedIn profile and I found out a little bit about what you're doing. First of all, tell us a little bit about the course you took. I found out that you took a course in land economics. So tell us how you transitioned from land economics to where you are right now. How easy was that transition?
Okay, so basically, I did land economics, one, because it was the option available, and two, because I had a few relatives who had done it and they seemed to be doing well economically and financially. So that's how I started with land economics. I did it on government sponsorship. It was really interesting, actually. But then when we had the coronavirus lockdown, I had a lot of free time on my hands and I wanted to use that time productively. And that's when I explored the option of learning how to code so that I could build my products without having to beg a person and pay a person. I was at university, I did not even have money to pay a person. But yeah, coming across talent is really hard. And I recall that at university, before the lockdown, I had a startup idea that was IT related, and I failed to get a person to work on it, and I did not want the dream to die. So I used the time during coronavirus to learn how to code. And yeah, that's basically how I started learning how to code. I did a short course on Udemy by Brad Traversy, Traversy Media. So it was building an e-commerce application. I did and completed that and built it. And after the lockdown, I came back to school. And during school, I would not write any code. And then in the second lockdown, because we did have two lockdowns in Uganda, the second lockdown, I decided to now build a product by myself, without having to learn, without watching a YouTube video or anything. I just said, let me build a test project, and I built something similar to Medium. So it was a blogging application. It would allow users to blog and to create content and have profiles and everything related to Medium. And I was in my fourth year then. So right after university, I got out, I got to know about blockchain and how interesting it was. And I realized that there was a niche in the blockchain space. The Web2 space was really saturated. Web2 started when? 2004, 2003. So right now, in 2023 or 2020, 2021, imagine you're competing with a person who started in 2010. You might never beat them. So the niche in the Web3 space was an opportunity for me to stand out. And I started learning about blockchain, how to write smart contracts, and how to create blockchain products. And that's how I got into the blockchain space, and ever since then there has been no turning back.
I also read about Encode Club. What were your lessons there? What were you learning there? And what is Encode Club?
Oh yes, so Encode Club is is an online education platform.
Okay.
It does boot camps, it does hackathons, it does informatives. So everything blockchain Encode Club does offer. And I had won 2 hackathons with Encode Club.
Okay.
And beyond that, I wanted to like improve my skill. I felt like I just wanted to be better. And there was a boot camp on advanced solidity development.
Okay.
And I decided to take that boot camp, and I did it to completion. And there was also another boot camp that I took, zero knowledge proofs. So I learned about zero knowledge proofs, ZK snarks, how they work, why they are there, the cryptography in it, and yeah. And after that boot camp, I realized that I would like to focus more on like the solidity part.
Okay.
Because I did not understand the zero knowledge proofs quite well then. However, with time, I realized that I could do both, and I believe I can stand out as well.
Okay. Solidity still, you became a solidity engineer for a certain project. Tell us about that, Intergalactic.
Yes. So 2.5 months into learning blockchain and smart contract development, I decided to look for a job.
Okay.
Because I was living in a house, and I was living away from home, so I had to pay rent, and I had to go out and look for a job. So what I did, I created a profile and posted it on Upwork, and that is where I got my first job. So I got my first job on Upwork. And Intergalactic Cockroach was basically a project that was building a play-to-earn game, and they needed a blockchain developer to help them write their NFT smart contracts, in-game smart contracts, connecting the game to the blockchain, basically.
Okay.
And I was up for the task, and I took it on. It was my very first blockchain role. I took it on, and it was amazing. I loved my employer then, and I loved the experience being a solidity developer for them and implementing blockchain related solutions in the game.
Okay. Then I also found out that after that you started something of your own. Tell us about OneRamp. What does OneRamp do?
Yes. So the job I had gotten with Upwork was a contract-based job, so it was not like full-time employment that I was working every other day. I was working when the need arises, and in between when the need arises, I had a lot of free space.
Okay.
And that's how I got to start participating in hackathons. And there was Moralis hackathon, Moralis defining DeFi, Moralis and Google Cloud hackathon, and there was also a Celo hackathon at that same time.
Okay.
And that's when I decided to build an off-ramping solution. But also the idea came about because I'd met a person called Tim, so it's called Tim O'Shep. He is building something to deal with lending, a liquidity pool on Polygon that allows users to lend the liquidity pool money, and then they get the money and lend it to farmers at an interest rate.
Okay.
So he reached out to me, and he told me one of the problems he was facing was off-ramping his users, because yes, he has the money in crypto, but the farmer needs fiat money to buy products and to buy goods. So there was an opportunity there to build something in that regard. And I built that for the Celo hackathon. I built that for the Moralis hackathon, and I did actually win both of those hackathons. And because of the needs of the product, I kept building it. And this initially it was called Cash Out, but then I changed it to OneRamp because I wanted to include as well on-ramping.
Okay.
So on-ramping is also a real problem to some people, and I felt there was a niche there to exploit.
Okay, tell us a little bit, for the sake of our listeners, can you kindly define what off-ramping and on-ramping is?
Yes. So off-ramping is basically getting your crypto or your digital asset out from an exchange, from your externally owned wallet, from your smart contract. How do you get your money out? Because let's say you are being paid in cryptocurrency. How do you get that cryptocurrency into actual fiat money?
Okay.
So you need a way to get the digital asset and change it to the paper and fiat money.
Okay.
That's what off-ramping is. On-ramping is getting the fiat money into a cryptocurrency. How do you change the fiat money into cryptocurrency? And yeah, basically that's what it is.
Okay. Now, I was reading also about your the new internship at Nethermind. I'm having a bit of trouble understanding, of course, the value of it, but just kind of give us a rough idea what it means for you, and of course, if it's going to affect some of the current projects that you're going through right now.
Yes, so I have always been interested in growth and in innovation. Nethermind has an internship program where they get interested people, Web3 developers, and those who even want to transition into Web3, and take them through a 3-month process of educating, teaching them, and integrating them into building actual Web3 solutions. So it has several departments. It has several departments such as core blockchain, L2 tooling, security and auditing, DeFi, cryptography research. But my major interest is in core blockchain development because I want to shape the world computer. I've always been fascinated by how Ethereum works, and it's amazing if you're reading about how it works and how the smart contracts are executed and how the EVM functions. And I wanted to be a part of history in designing the world computer, and that's how I decided to choose core blockchain team that I'll be working with, and to shape the internet. So I'm interested in how that goes, and I hope that I learn as much as I can, and I also offer as much value as I can to the company, because this is also a paid internship, so I should return value for the time I spend there. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, I also came across at least one of your products about maybe 3 weeks ago. This was after I started receiving quite a lot of cryptocurrency from some of my projects. And I had a challenge. Usually I have 2 groups that I approach when I need to move my cryptocurrency, just what you called off-ramping. But it looks like in one of your wallets, the product you've created, that I can actually move my money within your wallet and move that into my mobile money wallet. So kind of give us a bit of information about 2 things. One of course is the Shukuru wallet, and then your Sats wallet. And those 2 products, what are they? What are the advantages? Of course, I've mentioned one of them that you can off-ramp into your mobile money wallet, which is something we don't have. Tell us a little bit about those 2 products.
Okay, so Shukuru wallet. So the idea was actually first Shukuru wallet before Sats wallet. And Shukuru wallet is basically a custodial wallet that allows you to buy utilities using your cryptocurrency, pay for goods and services using cryptocurrency. The whole goal of Shukuru was to create an easy and user-friendly way for people to use their cryptocurrency. So right now, cryptocurrency is mainly being hoarded so that wait and sell when the value goes up. But the vision of Satoshi Nakamoto was not for the currencies to be hoarded, but rather for it to be used as a form of payment. And that's what that was the goal behind Shukuru.
Okay.
So we built Shukuru and we implemented Bitcoin Lightning payment. We implemented CUSD, which is on the Celo blockchain payment, basically stablecoins on the EVM chain. However, we realized that most of the customers who are Bitcoin users and people on Bitcoin, most of them are maxis.
Okay.
And we know that Bitcoin maxis do not want to like associate with EVM chains, and that's the reason as to why we created Sats Wallet.
Okay.
So Sats Wallet is purely Lightning payments and Bitcoin.
Okay.
One thing that you should all know is that Shukru Wallet is custodial.
Okay.
And the reason as to why it's custodial is because the end user, what the end user wants is they want something that is simple to use. And if you're to use MetaMask or whatever other non-custodial wallets are out there, what you do is that it creates for you a seed phrase, and if you forget that seed phrase, then you have lost your funds. But then if we are going to onboard farmers, if I'm going to onboard my dad and I'm telling him, you know what, keep these 12 words and make sure you don't lose it, and then he's growing old, he's probably going to misplace that paper, and then he has say 1 million shillings, and then he loses it and he reaches out to me and I'm like, no, I cannot help you. It's purely a bad user experience. Okay. So that's the reason as why we made it custodial. We're guaranteed that the funds are going to be safe, and we're also protecting the user's interest.
Okay.
Yes. Also, another added feature that we've implemented in Shukuru is a way for users to pay using a crypto card.
Okay.
So in case you just have your crypto card, you may not have the wallet with you. You can move around with your crypto card and go and make payments. So we're using NFC technology for that. You go to a shop, you buy a good, the person at the shop initiates a payment, and then you sign it just by tapping with your crypto card, and you are able to access the good. So we are looking for usability and giving the users a great experience.
Okay, excellent. I attended one of your events. I believe it was called DevFest. But there was another event, I guess, a bit early in the year. Tell us about the events that you've been behind, and why those events are significant.
Okay, so basically, when I was starting out in the blockchain space, we were very few. Give or take, I only knew one other developer. So it was me and David, and probably there were several others, but the ones I knew, the ones who were verbal about the space, it was only me and David then. So David and I decided to create a community around blockchain developers.
Okay.
And that's how we came up with Blockbunch. Okay. So basically Blockbunch is a community for blockchain developers. So we came up with Blockbunch, and then we organized developer events focused at educating new developers and Web2 developers who want to transition into the blockchain space, discussing about the opportunities they can take up, discussing about the types of projects they could build within the communities and their use cases of the blockchain. Okay. And yes, so our very first blockchain DevFest was held in 2022, July 2nd. Yes, July 2nd. And then we had several micro developer sessions, so 1 to 20 developer sessions where we just build projects on the blockchain. Okay. And and so this year we had the blockchain 360. That was in March, and then we also had the blockchain DevFest again, because that's an annual event. Hopefully next year we shall have it as an ETH Kampala event. But then we had the blockchain DevFest where we had over 300 developers come in, and we're basically just speaking about blockchain, how to build on the blockchain, how we could change the regulations about blockchain investments here. And everything blockchain and developer related. Okay. So the goal is to get as many blockchain developers building actual projects and on the blockchain, and that way it will promote education, user education, and also it will get the government on board to realize that we are not going anywhere, and we are here to stay, and we're here to build products for the users because they need them.
Okay. So normally on this, when we're talking about technology and innovation, I normally refer to what we call our ecosystem, where I'm talking about maybe the founders, VC, angel investors, government, NGOs, businesses, you know, I suppose key components of what you'd call the ecosystem. In terms of what exists for maybe Web3 and blockchain and that kind of side of it, what do you think are the major parts of that ecosystem? And what do you think are places where maybe we can improve? From what I learned, at least on attending DevFest, was some of the questions that the attendees were asking were very basic questions about, what is a cryptocurrency, what is blockchain? And I was wondering, because we've been in the space for maybe 10 years or 15 years, and, that information was still lacking. So in your view, as a person that's been engaged for quite a while, where can we put our attention?
Okay, so the ecosystem is, I believe it's the regulators, that's the government, and then the developers who are building the actual products, and then the users who are going to interact with these products. Yes, so everything is interconnected. In case the government is to get interested in blockchain, then the users will trust blockchain, and the government would also help in like educating users about blockchain technology and increasing user adoption.
Okay.
The developers need to build actual projects, and the more products we have on the blockchain, the more these developers would have to educate their end users on like how to use the products, how to engage with them, and blockchain. Yes, and then the actual users, there is a gap in education in Uganda, and I believe in Africa. Education on blockchain, why it is needed, what is the blockchain, what are cryptocurrencies. There is a gap there that we need to fill. And I believe we can fill that gap, as I said, by having the government on board, having the developers on board, and everyone building and educating. So I have had several sessions littered all over my LinkedIn and my Twitter, where I hold sessions on just educating users about the blockchain and the different blockchains that are available, what are cryptocurrencies, and everything related to blockchain. And I believe we have made giant strides actually, because last year, for example, we had about 250 attendees. This year we had over 300 attendees. Last year we barely had a project that was being built on the blockchain. This year we did have a hackathon where we had 4 participants with amazing projects. Outside those 4 participants, we have several startups in Uganda that are blockchain related, and I think that itself is really amazing. And I guess we are making giant strides to this here in Uganda.
Okay, thank you very much for helping us understand what's going on a little bit more. Last question is normally related to your contacts. Where can people find you? How can they engage with you? Do you have any events you want them to know about, or maybe hackathons or things of that nature?
Yes, so I am very active on LinkedIn, Elias Hezron. You won't miss it. I am active on Twitter as well, 0x Elias Hezron. So the reason as to why it is hex encoded is because that's how the encoding is in the blockchain space. So addresses are hex encoded, 0x, and the address key. So 0x Elias Hezron. You'll find me on Twitter as well, and then you can check out Shukuru on Twitter as Shukuru Crypto. You can check out OneRamp on Twitter, OneRamp, 0x OneRamp. You can also check out Sats Wallet. So Sats Wallet is BC1 Sats Wallet. So we decided to go with the Segwit type of wallets, which are encoded with BC1 at the start. So that's how Sats Wallet is. And we are also on LinkedIn. Sats Wallet, Shukuru Crypto, OneRamp. You get us on LinkedIn, and it would be amazing to meet you guys, and let's talk and discuss this.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope we can meet again and maybe talk about some more projects.
Oh wow, thank you for having me.